NBA versus NFL facts that sound fake but are actually true. Adam Vinatieri has more three-point field goals made in the NFL than Michael Jordan has three-point field goals made in the NBA. Adam made 599 threes, Jordan only made 581 threes. Tom Brady has 649 touchdown passes. Larry Bird has 649 three-pointers made. Tom has made the exact amount of touchdown passes as Larry Bird made threes. Tom Brady spent most of his playing career in Massachusetts playing for the Patriots, and Larry of course spent his entire playing career with the Boston Celtics. From end zone to end zone, an NFL field is 100 yards or 300 feet. An NBA court is 94 feet, making an NFL field roughly 3 times as long. Scoring in the NFL is much harder than in the NBA, so for these next comparisons, I will equate passing yards gained as if they were NBA points scored. But I will divide the total yards by 3 since an NFL field is 3 times as large. With all things considered, here's how that plays out. Tom Brady is the all-time passing leader with 89,214 yards. If these were NBA points, that would be 29,738 points, which would put him at 8th all-time, right above Shaquille O'Neal and right below Wilt Chamberlain. LeBron is the all-time scoring leader in the NBA with 38,652 points and counting. If these were NFL passing yards gained, that would be 115,956 yards, which would be first all-time and by a long shot. That is 26,742 more yards than Brady. So what about rushing yards? Those are harder to achieve. In fact, Emmitt Smith is the all-time rushing leader with 18,355 yards. That doesn't seem fair to divide by 3. The most fair formula here would actually be to multiply by 2 and divide NBA points by 2, especially when we consider the NBA usage rate and compare that to the 55-45 NFL pass-to-run ratio. With that in mind, Emmitt Smith would have 36,710 NBA points, which would put him at 4th all-time, right above Kobe Bryant but right below Karl Malone. If LeBron James was a running back, that would give him 19,326 rushing yards, which is 1st all-time by 971 yards and counting. There are a number of athletes who've been drafted into both the NFL and NBA, but only one player ended up playing for both leagues so far in history. That is Bud Grant. Bud was drafted to the Minneapolis Lakers in the 4th round, the 11th pick, 47th overall in the 1950 NBA draft, and then in the NFL draft, he was drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles in the 1st round, 14th overall in the 1950 NFL draft. He is most notable as a coach for the Vikings, but as a player he spent 2 seasons with the Lakers from 1949 to 1951 and 2 seasons with the Eagles as a defensive end. He won a ring with the Lakers in 1950, and he's in the NFL Hall of Fame. Rest in peace to Bud Grant. As for players who were drafted to both leagues but only ended up playing for one, notable players on this list include Pat Riley, who was drafted by the Cowboys in the 11th round of the 1967 draft and then drafted by the Rockets as the 7th overall pick in the 1967 NBA draft. Of course, he chose the NBA, but his brother played in the NFL, which is Lee Riley. Then there's Jimmy Walker, who was the number 1 pick of the NBA draft in 1967 going to the Pistons and was the last pick in the 1967 NFL draft going to the New Orleans Saints as Mr. Irrelevant, 445th overall. But he was not irrelevant in the NBA, as he had multiple 20-plus point per game seasons. Rest in peace to Jimmy Walker. As far as ratings are concerned, the NBA seems to be the king of the internet, but the NFL is the king of television. In 2022, NFL games accounted for 82 of the top 100 US TV broadcasts. NBA games accounted for 0 of them, but there were a few NCAA basketball games. Super Bowl 49 had 114,422,000 viewers. The most viewed NBA game is Game 6 of the 1998 Finals. This Game 6 reached nearly 36 million viewers. In recent years, NFL regular season games average about 15.4 million viewers. In the NBA, you would have to go back all the way to the 2019 Finals for an NBA game to have higher than 15.4 million viewers, which is Game 6 of that Raptors vs. Warriors series. That cracked 18 million viewers. If you're wondering why NBA ratings are so low, maybe us basketball fans just love the internet more than TV, because the NBA is the king of the internet. NBA search interest, since it was tracked in 2008, has always been consistently higher than NFL search interest, and that includes US exclusive searches. Obviously, global searches is going to give the NBA an edge, since most NFL fans reside specifically in the United States of America. The NBA has far more YouTube subscribers, Reddit followers, Facebook likes, Twitter/X followers, Instagram followers, and it's not even close in most cases. It's either double or triple the amount. In my opinion, there are 3 reasons for this. 1, the NBA is more of a global league. The NFL is more of a national league that only Americans seem to enjoy such a sport. 2, the NBA more so than the NFL is a star-driven league. While the NFL has stars, basketball is a sport in which 1 or 2 great players can dictate the outcome of a game, whereas the NFL really needs a team effort, and thus it's harder for individual NFL athletes to be idolized like individual NBA athletes. 3, the sport itself, basketball, is built with quick, flashy highlights, way easier to share a slam dunk or buzzer beater. While the NFL does have some great down-to-the-wire plays, there are simply just more NBA highlights to share, and the game itself is of a much faster pace. So here were NBA versus NFL facts. Let me know what you thought of this list and what you want to see in the future. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, or maybe also Touchdown Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.